blown. My mind is blown. What the heck? What is war mode? Oh, I'm so glad you asked. So, you can go to a main city, Stormwind or Orgrimmar, and turn on to something called war mode, which activates PvP talents out in the world, gives you a small bonus to honor, experience gain, gold, Azerite, all that fun stuff. But PvP is always enabled. So you get to use your PvP talents against mobs, but you're always got to keep your head in a swivel. So it creates a really awesome world PvP mode for you to play on if you want to. I don't know if this is, I don't think it's exclusive to war mode. It's just kind of part of how scaling works, but low levels are also scaled up to be relatively competitive PvP targets. Now, as you'll see, and as a lot of people have mentioned on my videos where I'm doing war mode and I'm fighting against low level characters, me as a 340 plus item level character, even if we are level scaled to a similar level, I'm still putting the hurt on these guys because they're in like leveling gear, right? So my gear is way better for my item level than their gear is for their item level. So I'm putting a whomping on people. But what's cool is that low-level characters aren't just getting one-shot. They can actually fight back. And a group of low-level characters will probably kill you. But 1v1, 1v2, you can probably take them out, you know, if you play well. But yeah, a group of players will kill you. Scaling is a big no-no in war mode, and I love it. You would rather have people like get one-shotted or be like off the list of, you know, competitive PP targets, or if you're leveling, you would rather like a max level one-shot you. For me, if I'm leveling and I see a 120 coming up in my zone, I want to fight him. If I'm like 112 and you know, I'm just leveling, but somebody is coming through trying to do world quests or trying to, you know, aggress upon my turf, I want to kill him, and you can. That's awesome. It's good for people who are trying to look for world PP as a max level because you have more targets to battle against. But it's also good as a low level who's looking to defend your turf. Get blasted. You'd 100% rather get ganked by some rogue than have scaling in world PvP. That's fine. Strange opinion. I disagree, but whatever. It seems to be that's not the case, though. I would rather have more people be able to participate in a meaningful way in world PvP. For sure. For sure. Absolutely. The more people who can meaningfully participate in world PvP, the better world PvP will be. Simple as that. The best thing you can do in an MMO is have more people play. And that applies to PvP in an MMO, that applies to PvE in an MMO, so world PvP is no exception. The best thing you can do for world PvP is have more people able to meaningfully participate. What is going on? Oh my god. Our priest, save him! Save him! What the heck is going on? Is this like part of the dungeon? Like, tank, get this under control. What the heck's going on here? Hello? Wow, our healer is just chilling. What the heck? That's gonna get interesting, isn't it? He's just chilling. Ravager, yeah, you can take Ravager if you want to, for sure. Definitely is an interesting opinion though, that you'd rather not have scaling. I think it's great. I think it's super cool. Oh, that's also the thing, Rabbi. Yeah, is there should be a balance. Yeah, there should be a balance between Alliance and Horde in different little instances of war mode. That's another really cool thing that I don't think I mentioned that as often. But yeah, war mode seeks to design a fairly balanced environment where, you know, if you go into war mode, even if you're on like a server that is fairly well Horde dominated and you're an Alliance, like, it's like, it sucks because like you're the only Alliance out there and there's all these gank groups of Horde out there to kill you. Well, in a war mode, it should be about even. Which is super cool. Which also helps to make a better world PvP experience, right? This is BFA beta, correct? Yep. And a lot of what we're talking about right now about war mode is talking about BFA beta. We also talk about Classic a fair amount today too, and most days, just because I'm really excited about Classic too. But yeah. Love me some war mode so far. Okay, this dungeon is still definitely pretty tough, man. I feel like we're taking the heat. They're doing everything right with BFA. So far, so good, man. I'm very happy. Feels like they're really putting some work in, man. Really doing some cool stuff. You know, they're even taking some inspiration from some classic elements. I think it's just awesome. You know, in a modern representation with like the Legion model with improvements. Really cool. Oh yeah, you'll have the opportunity to make some low-level characters too. You know. Say you get a level 111 character with the best dungeon gear and some really high item level stuff, you might be a force to be reckoned with. Who can kill like fairly low geared level 120s or people who are just like, you know, somewhere below 120, but just leveling? I mean, yeah, you'll probably put the hurt on them, man. You probably will. Which is cool. Some people might really like that. Missing on DPS with Ravager? Yeah, it might be. It might be. It's okay. I'm just playing whatever build I was. But yeah, I think for PvE, especially dungeons like this, Ravager might not be a bad idea. I agree with you. Although I really like anger management too. I think that's what I probably play in PvP, so I'm just kind of getting used to that. It's still easy to solo run past raids and dungeons at max level? Probably. I don't know. I haven't played it, but probably. I think that they would probably want that to continue to be a type of content that you can do, because I know, and they know, they being Blizz devs know that people like to be able to run old raids, you know. So I don't imagine that's really going anywhere, if I had to guess. Well, there you go, status. Now there's no pretending. There's no worrying about it. If you're in war mode, you're flagged. It's on. You're gonna get it. And they might be too. Oh boy, hold up. There we go. But yeah, that's probably like it. Oh, nice. If Mythic Plus Dungeons were like the #1 addition to Legion, I think that War Mode could be the #1 addition to BFA. If they don't put flying in. If they don't put flying in, it could be the best. Because it'll almost be like a classic light, you know? Almost. For like World PvP. Almost will be like a little classic light. Be awesome. Be super neat. Oh, he's channeling some lightning. That hurts. I'm dead. What the heck? Is that like stunnable? Like, did I do something wrong? Like, what was that? Is that freaking hurt? That stung. Hurts. They're definitely gonna put flying in. Sadly, I disagree. You gotta have more faith in yourself, man. You gotta have more belief in yourself and the power that you have as a player. If you don't want flying, tell them. Tell them. No. Flying's not a good idea for World PP. Tell them. We really do have a chance to affect policy. And now more than ever. Go ahead and start making it known now, because these decisions that they make take a long time. But if it's on their mind now, it's like, yo, we need to talk about this no flying in war mode thing. Let's start talking about it now, and by the time, you know, flying comes out, they're like, yo, so flying is coming, by the way, but we've decided to not allow flying in war mode to preserve the World PvP experience. We're like, hell yeah, good thing we started talking about it, you know, 12 months ago, right? No one's flying. Oh, that's important for them to know that. It's important. Has anyone wanted flying? Maybe. But I think if it's something that people don't want, that should be talked about. I certainly don't want flying. I think that World PP is ruined by flying. Oh, he's Bladestorming me back, dude. He Bladestormed my Bladestorm. He's next level. But we need to start talking about that stuff now. I'm telling you. Well, what's so cool about war mode is that you can have casual PvE mode. It's fine. It's cool to have that too. But war mode allows us to have something that's different. You know? It's cool. What class would I probably won't be wanting in war mode? Rogues are tough. I imagine mages would be tough. BM hunters probably tough. Anything that can cut you effectively. I mean, still definitely can win fights against them, but those are generally some pretty tough classes for warriors to fight. I think there's a lot of control. Yep. that sort of thing. Listen, I really do have strong faith that flying could be a thing that's not in war mode, provided a strong enough opinion is presented with reasons why it shouldn't be there. And I think that the reasons why flying shouldn't be in war mode are fairly obvious, right? Consistently, each expansion, the beginning of the expansion is like really, really fun for World PvP, right? And as soon as flying comes out, World PvP just becomes a thing of the past. And it sucks. I hate that, because World PvP is so fun, you know? And now with war mode, like, it's all about World PvP. And enriching the World PvP experience is, like, really cool, really fun. And it makes sense to me that they would want to not do things that would degrade the World PvP experience. And I can't think of any one thing that degrades the World PvP experience more than flying. You know? This makes sense. And Audit the Neutral, let me hit you the flex for those 5 months. I appreciate the love, dude. Thank you very much. Yeah, exactly. You got 8 people just flapping in the air, looking at each other, being like, no, you come down. No, you come down and fight me. Just lame. Or you got these 2 squads. Oh god, I'm dead. Or you got these 2 squads of people who... what? I have to struggle? How do I struggle? Where even am I? Like, I'm so confused. I'm struggling, dude. I'm struggling. What does this do? Struggle. I'm struggling, dude. I'm struggling. Struggling real hard. Help. Help. I'm struggling. Exit. Why would I struggle when I could just exit? Am I supposed to be clicking on something? Like, what's going on here? Oh, here I am. Nice. Okay, what the heck is this dungeon? Who suggested this place? The heck? Who suggested we do this place? I'm in the coffin. The heck? But yeah, it's a very obvious situation for me, especially with the addition of like assassins and stuff, right? Like, it's just like right now assassins are so cool. You have to ride out with like either solo or with people to go challenge the assassins, and if the assassins are in a group, then they're on the move too. Like, imagine somebody gets assassin, right? They just fly up in the air, waiting for somebody to come in their zone. Then there's a group of people who say, oh, let's go kill the assassins. They mount up on their flying mounts and they fly over. And then you have the assassins just sitting here 120 yards in the air. And then the assassin killer group sitting there 120 yards in the air. And it's like, now what? Now what? And you just sit there looking at each other instead of the assassins being on the run, you know, you guys trying to catch them, right? Oh, dude, they're there. Take the flight path, get as close as possible, and then fly in. You can even have like the extra little ability where you get 20% extra mount speed by taking the flight path, right? Or you get extra mount speed by having like a blacksmith make you an item that makes you mount faster, so you can either run to locations to battle people or run away from locations to get away from a sketchy spot. You know, it makes escaping from like you're getting ganked and camped. It makes escaping from those situations a little bit more exciting. You have to find a way to res, get your mount off, and try to run away before they see you and try to chase after you. Instead of you just res, wait 1.5 seconds as soon as you get on your mount, just boom, straight up in the air, and then you're just like, yay, I got away. Now what? You know, it's just such an obvious decision, and it's so obvious. It makes me have a lot of confidence that, provided the fact that we actually don't entomb me again, I blade stormed that, I swear. What even is this? Oh, I busted out there. Oh, oh, I see. They get me out of there. It's actually such an obvious decision that I feel like it has a really solid chance of becoming a thing to not have to have, you know, flying mode and war mode. You know? It's so obvious, and it's such a clearly good decision to not have flying, and such a clearly bad decision to have flying. It makes me feel very confident that, provided we provide the feedback in a strong enough and clear enough manner, then we could definitely have an awesome, you know, world PvP experience in a war mode. Do not entomb me. I blade stormed it. Lying. Help me. Get me out of here. That's kind of funny. We could have that, you know, in BFA. A very classic, reminiscent world. Like, when's the last time you didn't have flying? What? You didn't have flying in vanilla, and then flying came out in BC, right? And then what? Let me guess. Let me tell you. Where did you have the most fun with World PP in BC? Where did you have the most fun in World PP in BC? IQD, right? Isle of Quildanos. No flying there, right? Yeah. I'm telling you, man. It's such an obvious decision. Yep, the island, yep. AQD, AV, also no flying in AV, obviously, right? There's no flying in any PvP instance. In any PvP environment, there's no flying, except for World PvP. But now War Mode almost acts like its own PvP instance. You know? So you can actually have different rules for that PvP environment, like no flying. And if you want flying, it's still there. You just have to not do War Mode to do it. It makes so much sense. So clear. So clear. You know? So Timeless Isle wasn't in BC, but was there flying in Timeless Isle? I feel like no, right? I feel like no. No, Meister, there should be no item at all to remove flying in War Mode, because there should be no flying in War Mode. It just shouldn't be there. I understand that they have this item to knock people off their flying mounts. That's cute. That's great. Don't put flying at all. Just don't do it. Don't do it. Don't do it. If you want to put an item that knocks you off their ground mounts, that's fine. I'm cool with that. But no flying at all. No flying at all. It's such an obvious decision. And I really do. I do believe that it probably, without any discussion of it, probably could go in War Mode. But with discussion of it, then I think it very easily could be not in War Mode. Yeah, flying in War Mode makes no sense at all, but destroy War Mode, exactly. Yep. Yep. It's a thing that I know I've talked about a lot already, but I feel like I'm very passionate about it, and I feel like you really do have a chance to make this sort of thing, War Mode, which is awesome, consistently good, in the face of something that could easily destroy it, which is flying. So that'd just be so cool, you know? It'd get people ready for vanilla World PvP. There's that too. How about War Mode flying in the old world? I mean, I wouldn't be against no flying in the old world. If War Mode content is supposed to extend to the old world, then yeah, no flying in the old world either. That'd be fine with me. I'm mostly just focused on the current, like the expansion. But yeah, I mean, can you imagine how awesome the leveling experience would be if you could War Mode leveling and no flying while leveling too? Like it would reduce your leveling speed, but what if they vastly increased XP for leveling too? Like an old world leveling. I don't even know if War Mode is a thing for low level. No flying period. Like, I'm down with that. I'm down with that. But I don't think that's as reasonable as saying, hey, if you want to do War Mode, then no flying in War Mode, right? I mean, that'd be cool. It'd be sweet. No flying in vanilla, obviously. Obviously. I just think that the fact that they're saying there are no PvP PvE servers, they're all just servers, and you can decide to play on War Mode if you want to. It's a setting you can do in game. I think that's like so smart, and that really allows for stuff like this, right? To change an aspect of the game, right? To have it be something where War Mode disables flying not only in BFA zones, but in all zones. And then you have this like very classic inspired game with the same style of BFA, the same style of current World of Warcraft, but with a much more immersive world, with much more vibrant world PvP. You're guaranteed, even while leveling, to be on a server that is balanced in terms of faction. I think it really does make so much sense. I would not be against, you know, can I not kick this, or like what's going on here? I would not be against, you know, war mode disabling flying in everything. Would not be against that. Kill it. There we go. Would not mind that at all. I think that's like a next level to it. I think the first step is making sure there's no flying in BFA war mode. But I think no flying in like old world would actually be sick too. That would actually be sick. I can see it, man. I can see it. I can see it. I think cleave is good. I'm just playing like what I expect to be my PvP spec. Just get the keybinds going and stuff. That's kind of what I'm doing. Yeah, I think that'd be great. Rogues are really good at BFA for sure. No one would play Classic? Oh, I assure you people would play Classic. I assure you. But yeah, if you could have like current model World of Warcraft with like a vanilla style like world PvP and world immersion, like that would be quite the game. Like I'm excited for that right now thinking about that. I just think I am very anti-flying in general. Like I could definitely do without flying in the whole game, but I think one of the reasons why I want no flying in the whole game is because of how much awesome world PvP it opens up. You want me to stack for this, or what's up? Okay, we got it. There we go. Good job. Nice suit. I got a little bit of loot from that, right? Oh, we have one more guy to kill. Okay. Yeah. War mode will be enabled at low level as their war mode world quest at the old world as well. Dude, that's awesome. That's awesome. That represents such an amazing opportunity for World of Warcraft in general. It really does. That represents such an amazing opportunity for WoW. Like that's like if they decided if they decided to put flying or no flying in war mode and have that extend to the old world, that's like a new frontier for World of Warcraft. That'd be so neat. Because that would mean that like the thing about that is like if war mode means that low level zones would also be populated and you could actually like engage in PvP while leveling a low level character, like how awesome would that make leveling too? Even if it's still pretty fast, right? Even if it's not like a really slow grind like vanilla. But if war mode balances factions, allows world PvP, and there's no flying, like that's so cool. Such a cool idea. What's up, Mech? Good to see you, dude. I mean, obviously you can't fly, you know, until you're in Outland anyway or whatever, but still, I mean, that'd be awesome. I'd be so down for that. I know that flying is pretty, and you can look at the world, and you can get stuff done quickly, and you can get places quickly, but if your goal is like an immersive experience, and you turn on war mode for world PvP, like you deserve an immersive experience, and I think you know, taking out flying is like step one, immersion, right? I think it's awesome. That's such a cool idea. To have old world stuff too. Like I'm saying, war mode offers so many cool factors, and I hadn't really mentioned that before. Is the fact that it does balance out the faction out in the world too. Oh hello. Oh hello. Oh okay. This is an interesting fight. A lot of stuff going on. I need to quit rambling and actually focus. Maybe. Maybe. No flying in war mode, period. Yeah, I feel ya. I'm about it, dude. No flying in war mode, BFA or old world. Yeah, it'd be great. War mode. That's why I'm so excited about war mode, man. It represents like a new type of WoW, like a return to an older type of WoW that so many people are excited for Classic. And I've mentioned this so many times before. Like it feels like BFA has taken inspiration from Classic, because BFA is probably being developed at a time where they know that people want Classic, and they decided they're probably going to do Classic, right? Or maybe they didn't. Maybe BFA was being developed at a time where they're like, well, we're not really sure if we're gonna do classic, but people really love the idea of classic. I'm gonna die to this. I'm definitely dead. We'll see. Thank you. So maybe we should put some classic elements in, like world PvP, like some fun engineering stuff, obviously. You know, have that style return. And it seems like, even though classic is coming, this could be a way to make current World of Warcraft like feel a little bit more like it used to. Which would be amazing. Oh, nice. I got some shouldies. Nice. Oh, I needed a new helm. I forgot about that. Can I even use a single Azeroth trait on these new shoulders? I don't think I can. Yeah. Almost. Almost. Yeah. But I mean, obviously, as you can tell, we've talked about Classic a lot. I'm very excited for Classic, but I'm also very excited for the possibilities that BFA offers to really sort of re-immerse us in the world and really reinvigorate world PvP. But there's one thing that stands in our way, and that's flying. But it sounds like we might be able to make a difference. We'll see. We will see. But either way, that was a cool dungeon. I haven't done that one before. That was neat. GG.